Hello folks, my name is Mark and this is Why I Hate the World. How's everybody doing? So this is some more thoughts about the recent election that we just had about 10 days ago, 11 days ago or so. And this video is mainly about the reaction that we've been seeing from the conservatives and the Republicans, and and it's just really just shameful. I mean, just the way people are fucking losing their minds, because they lost. And so one thing I want to address is that, something that I've been hearing a lot on the on the news and a lot of the election analysis and things like that, is this idea that Romney, the only reason Romney lost is because of demographic shifts. That, like, something I've been hearing a lot. I heard this from the Young Turks and Sam Cedar and Midweek Politics and a couple of other people, and a couple of other shows and channels out here on YouTube, and they're basically saying that because of demographics, the Republican Party, GOP, won't win any more national elections because the number of white people in the country are just, there's not enough. The percentage of people in the country who are white is, like, going down, right? And I don't really know where this is coming from, because while it's true that the number, the population, the white population, is not growing as fast as the other, like, say, Latinos in the country, right? Just because you're white doesn't mean you instantly vote Republican, okay? That's, like, I don't know where that's coming from. That's a misconception, okay? Like, white people don't automatically vote for the white guy, and black people don't automatically vote for the black guy. It's bullshit, right? Now, it is true that, I guess what they're referring to is the Southern strategy, the GOP's Southern strategy, where they basically used racism and shit like that in order to elect people, and yeah, that might be true, right? But to say that just because you're fucking white means you vote Republican is bullshit. Mitt Romney got roughly 50 million votes, around there, 50 some odd million, and 75% of his electorate were white people, mainly in the South, right? So that means 25% of that were people of color, non-whites. So that's 12.5 million people, roughly, so that's how many people vote Republican, so it's not like these are small numbers here, these are millions of people we're talking about, right? In the same way, a little bit more than half of Barack Obama's electorate were white people too. So that's somewhere in the area of 25 to 28 million white people voted for fucking Barack Obama. It's a myth. Now what's not a myth is the Southern strategy, okay, and the fact that conservative Christians and shit like that vote Republican and they happen to be white. That kind of thing, and that's probably true, and I'm sure that's what people are talking about. But this is just, it's a distinction which I think needs to be made, But anyway, coming from the Republican side, one thing that we hear, and this is something that started right after the election, and I've heard it on Fox, and I saw it on, Bill O'Reilly talking about this, and then also all the fucking radio show right-wing assholes are all saying this, And it's this idea that people only voted for Barack Obama because they want to get free stuff, okay? And this is something Bill O'Reilly started this bullshit meme. He had, like, this interview where he's like, people are voting, they vote for him because they want to get stuff, and the people that make stuff aren't the people that just they want to take, and they're lazy. And it's like this idea that if you're a Democrat or a progressive or a liberal or whatever, then you're automatically like this lazy piece of shit who, like, just takes. And it's like, it's fucking ridiculous, and it's really just, like, it smacks of desperation, okay? Because it's just bullshit, number one. Number two, I guess, like, what is this free shit that they're talking about? Like, what free stuff would I get from the government for voting for Barack Obama? Like, I'm assuming they probably mean Obamacare, right? Is that what people are talking about when they say, I get free shit from the government, right? Well, the thing is, it's like Obamacare is a healthcare system which is based on me being mandated to go buy health insurance plans from private insurers, okay? how exactly, so if it's something that I have to pay for, how exactly does that amount to free shit? How does that make any sense, you know? What about other entitlements out there? Like, I talk about a lot about my grandmother on this channel, who's you know, she's disabled and she can't work and she gets Social Security and Medicare, right? Is that free shit? Like, I don't think so. You know, my grandfather worked his entire life paying into those programs over, you know, 50 years so that she gets to use them, right? So when they say entitlement, yeah, she is entitled to it, okay? She's entitled to that money because fucking her spouse paid into those programs, all right? That money belongs to her. You know, I don't know where people get off saying she's getting free shit, you know. How do I get free shit? If I go on, let's say I go on welfare, right? Well, I've been working 20 years now almost, right? So fucking, I've been paying into this, like, you know, welfare is an, it's you know, it's paid for by my taxes that I've been paying for like 20 years. How the fuck is it free shit? It doesn't make any sense, you know. Or unemployment insurance is another one that I pay every time I get a paycheck, you know, my employer pays into it, right? How is it free if I take advantage of that? How am I getting shit for free? It doesn't make any sense. And it's this idea of, you know, that you're just a lazy piece of shit. You know, that's basically what the Southern strategy is all about, you know, painting people that vote for the opposition as lazy good-for-nothings, you know, and throwing in a little bit of racism in there, right? And if that means, you know, if the demographic shifts mean that can't be used anymore to win elections, then I'm all for it. But this idea that, you know, I'm lazy or that white people fucking automatically vote for conservatives, that shit is just not true, you know. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, it's just basically like I've been seeing that. It doesn't surprise me that people like Bill O'Reilly would say something like that because, you know, or that somebody would go on Facebook, like I guess right after the election, there were all these racist tweets, you know, that was out there. That all came from pretty much like the southern states that Mitt Romney held, right? That was like a big thing, right? And then, you know, and then some people in fucking this college in Mississippi. It was, I got it right here. Shit. Students, yeah, the University of Mississippi, like, you know, these students fucking rioted after he won and all that stuff, right? And then, like, it doesn't surprise me that shit like that would happen, you know, or we got all these, like, CEOs of different companies laying people off because Obama won, you know, like this one fucking mine, you know, or, I mean, it's just, Papa John's, that was another one guy saying he was gonna, like, up the price of pizza and, like, lay people off and shit just because, you know, Obama won. Which doesn't make any fucking sense, you know. It's like, and it doesn't really surprise me though that people would do shit like this because these are people basically that live in a bubble, you know. They live in this bubble of fucking right-wing media bullshit, you know. They listen to fucking Fox, right? Because if you listen to Fox or Rush Limbaugh, one of the things they tell you is that all the other media is part of like some evil liberal conspiracy put together by commies and shit, and that you shouldn't listen to it. So most of the time that's like the only type of media they consume. They're not getting stuff from other points of view, you know. So if you spend like your entire fucking day like being told that, you know, right, like if you spend like your whole fucking day being told that, like, you know, the president is like a secret fucking terrorist fucking Kenyan Muslim sent here as a baby by fucking Al-Qaeda to, like, you know, infiltrate the government and shit, right? And then he hates white people and he's giving away free phones and fucking welfare and all your taxes are gonna go up and the value of the fucking dollar is gonna fucking collapse, so you better go buy gold and like bury it in the fucking desert, you know, and you better like buy stock up on guns and fucking ammunition before, like, you know, Obama sends his fucking abortion squads to go through all the Christians in fucking concentration camps and shit, you know, because he's really Antichrist. I mean, if you, like, actually hear that stuff 24/7, like, is it any wonder that people would do these kinds of ridiculous things? You know, is it any wonder that, like, you know, someone will tweet, you know, calling for the president's assassination, you know, or like a guy will like fire a bunch of people at his company just to piss people off, you know, or a bunch of assholes will go out and like, you know, riot or something. I mean, the truth is, folks, you know, I don't know, it's bullshit, you know. It's like the president didn't win the election because he stole it, okay? or there's not enough white people in the country anymore, or any of that shit, okay? It's because fucking, the reason that Obama won and Romney lost is because Romney was a fucking arrogant, lying, two-faced, backbiting, double-crossing piece of shit who just didn't give a fuck about anybody but himself, and like would have said or done anything to like get the fucking presidency so he could lower his own goddamn taxes. That's exactly what it was all about, alright? He was a fucking slimeball, you know, and no amount of dipshit fucking phony-ass commercials were gonna change that, right? And it's just, that's why, okay? It's not because the Republican Party is like going away or is like collapsing or like the conservatives are falling apart and shit like that. You know, like that's what they said in 2008 too. They said that, oh, the Republican Party is gone, right? 2 years later, the fucking Tea Party shows up and they win all these elections. Okay, that's exactly what's gonna fucking happen. They're just gonna go out, they're gonna reorganize, and they're just gonna come back, and we're gonna have to like continuously, you know, it's a delusion to think that the Republican Party, you know, the GOP is gonna move towards the center, because they're not gonna move towards the center. Okay, they have, you know, half of the fucking country, right? All they have to do is just, you know, energize them a little bit, and in order to win the other, you know, a little bit more in order to win like the election and shit, they just have to run somebody who isn't such a fucking scumbag. And I'm sure it'll happen. I'm sure they'll find somebody who's like likable and not a complete fuck up, and like probably win again in 2016. Who knows? Okay, but you know, I don't know. I would be happy to see though that that the far right, the conservative Christian sort of social conservative wing of the party might like go away. You know, that would make me really happy. You know, the Michelle fucking Bachmann racist, anti-gay, anti-woman, anti-immigrant, like anti-any religion except Christianity, pro-Israel, pro-law enforcement, pro-drug war dumbasses who fucking like see Jesus in a piece of toast and think it's the end of the world. Like, I'd be happy if those fucking people go away, right? And with any luck, yeah, maybe these demographic changes might mean that the sun has set on the fucking conservative, evangelical, racist wing of the Republican Party, you know, permanently, all right? It would be very nice if those people would be like relegated to like uselessness and we didn't have to rely on them. But the truth is, this leaves the fiscal conservatives, okay? The anti-welfare, anti-entitlement, anti-minimum wage, anti-regulations, anti-environment, pro-military, pro-corporate wing, the Ayn Rand people, and those people are on the rise, okay? There's fucking more and more of those dumb shits out there every single day. I mean, I get hate mail from people like that, okay? They're not going anywhere, all right? So I'm happy to see that the social conservatives are becoming irrelevant, you know. The Tea Party types might be going away, but the fucking Ayn fucking Rand, like, libertarian types are just going to rise up and take their place, and the Republicans are just going to be as crazy as ever. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe this means the next election it might be a Ron Paul type guy, you know, running instead of somebody like Mitt Romney running. And yeah, that might be a better debate, right? But still, I still think that kind of guy would be just as dangerous as like Mitt Romney. Okay. Anyway, I don't know. That's pretty much it. Adios, folks.